For John Q. Public is very important for the simple reason it helps educate all of us on what we need to do and how we need to do it.
If you've been involved in a disaster event, take a lesson from these communities and others like them. After enduring Hurricane Andrew in 1992, Hurricane Opal in 1996, and a series of El Nino storms for several months during 1997, the state of Florida's Department of Community Affairs initiated the Local Mitigation Strategy, LMS, program. Using post-disaster hazard mitigation grant program funds, the state and FEMA provided technical and financial assistance towards the development of unified city and county mitigation plans to be undertaken in the pre-disaster timeframe. Following severe flooding in Dade County in October 2000, the LMS provided the basis for mitigation decisions made among the 30 municipalities that comprise Dade County, greatly facilitating the recovery process. Anyone who comes to Tulsa, Oklahoma learns quickly that this area is prone to severe thunderstorms, high winds, flooding downpours, and tornadoes. To make matters worse, the geology of the area precludes the construction of basements in most homes. So the city of Tulsa, in partnership with many levels of government and the private sector, began the Safe Room Initiative. Safe rooms are anchored, armored rooms that provide shelter during tornadoes, even when built above ground. The initiative was established with the goal of a tornado-safe room in every newly constructed and existing home by the year 2020. The success of this initiative can be traced to the city's long-standing dedication to planning for reducing losses from hazards. After repeated flooding, Napa, California undertook a planning process that resulted in the implementation of a river widening project that restored over 650 acres of wetlands, protecting 2,700 homes, 350 businesses, and over 50 public properties. The projected flood damage cost savings is estimated at $26 million annually. The project, done in partnership with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, also replaced several low-lying bridges, realigned railroad traffic, and cleaned up several industrial waste sites. After Hurricane Floyd left 24,000 eastern North Carolina homes destroyed or uninhabitable, the city of Kinston, North Carolina implemented a recovery plan that used state and federal funds to buy out homes, farms, and other structures located in low-lying and flood-prone areas. Officials at Kinston and FEMA used the GIS, or Geographic Information System's robust modeling capabilities to determine which structures were in the 100-year floodplain. Subsequently, hundreds of homes under Kinston's jurisdiction were demolished and replacement housing was provided in non-flood-prone areas. State and local planning efforts were the foundation and the key to success for each of these mitigation projects. During the 1990s, American communities experienced historic devastation from natural hazards. However, much like the family you've seen in this video, the U.S.'s approach to hazard mitigation planning has been ad hoc. Congress, working with its federal and state partners, determined that a new piece of legislation was needed if broader change was to happen. The Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000 acknowledges the vital role of pre-disaster planning in reducing the effects of disasters. It requires local and state pre-disaster mitigation planning as a condition of receiving most federal disaster assistance after November 1st, 2004. It essentially prompts you to think about your hazards and risks before the next disaster event, so that you can plan now for how you will reduce the losses that could result.
We had one of the highest insurance ratings in the country. It's through our mitigation planning process and implementation that we now have the lowest insurance rating in the country.
We had a series of events that affected our community, an example of having two tropical events, two hurricanes affecting our community in a matter of less than 60 days. And it really truly highlighted that where we've done a lot of good things in our community relates to planning and being prepared, it highlighted things that we need to continue working on collectively.
At the Department of Homeland Security's Federal Emergency Management Agency, we are providing a wide range of support to states, tribes, and communities to assist them in meeting the requirements of the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000. Guidance, checklists, workshops, and other tools will allow for flexibility in how jurisdictions choose to approach mitigation planning. The focus will be on outcomes that reflect the intent of the Disaster Mitigation Act rather than on a prescriptive approach. Visit the Federal Emergency Management Agency website for more information on mitigation planning.
Honey, you gotta see this. Come here, come here.
You guys look like you're having fun.
Can we go out for ice cream later? Yeah, can we?
Absolutely, but first can we get together and take a picture? Now you did bring the camera, didn't you?
Yes, I did plan for that.
All right. Come on, ladies. Okay. Smile. Real pretty.
Whether you are a small town, growing suburb, large city, or tribal organization, you need a plan for the inevitable. The disaster rebuild disaster cycle doesn't work. Solid, cohesive mitigation planning does.